guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Emily and welcome to the third Ask-A-Saurus Q&A. This is where I answer your questions and you get to know me a little bit better, get to know my opinions on stuff, that kind of thing. And so if you want your question answered for next time in the Ask-A-Saurus number 4, make sure to put a comment down below. That's where I get my questions for this, and it can be about literally anything. You can ask me about anything. Myself, Ross, my dog, Lego, barbecue, whatever you want. And while we're at it, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. It's absolutely free, y'all. Just do it. Give in to that peer pressure. It's all good. All right, let's get started. Okay, so our first question is from Kendra, and she's asking, how do you become a Lego fanatic in an apartment? I live in an apartment and I'm becoming more of a Lego lover. Ooh, that's dangerous. Okay, so it's really hard, Kendra. It is so hard, and I used to live in a really small apartment downtown, and it was difficult dealing with the Lego addiction because, I mean, you just don't have that much space to put stuff. And of course, when you have more space, you can get more Lego sets, and yeah, so there's that whole cycle. But when we lived there, we had a bunch of floating shelves, and that really made it better because the floor space was pretty much taken. Like, we didn't really have much room to add more bookshelves or anything like that. So we started working on wall space, and we just added a bunch of floating shelves, and that actually really helped for us because that just gave us more room to display sets. But also, we actually had a little Lego city on the shelves, and it looked really cool. I mean, it wasn't as good as like our Ladybird now. And I actually have some advice for you on this. So when me and Ross lived in the apartment, obviously, we were into Lego, and we kind of had the same problem you're having. It's like, I can't really build this set. I don't know where to put it. And so we did actually buy quite a few sets that we never built because we knew we were moving into a house at some point. So we knew that we would eventually have the room to build it and display it. Like, for example, our carousel, we bought that back in, I think, like July of 2020, and we were still in our tiny little downtown apartment at that time, but we bought it because we didn't want it to double in price, which I think it has now. I haven't checked Bricklink because I don't know, aftermarket kind of scares me. But yeah, a lot of the sets definitely go way up in price eventually. And so if you want a set and you know you're gonna get it eventually, get it now, maybe just store it into a closet, like put it away, but at least you have it and you're not spending double later on. Okay, so our next question is from Michael, and he's asking, have you seen the Scoob film from 2020? And if so, what do you think about it? Okay, so I've seen it quite a few times because the first time I watched it with my husband and we were just really confused because it was not what we expected. It was like a whole Hanna-Barbera kind of thing going on. It wasn't like a traditional Scooby movie like Zombie Island or Alien Invaders or Witch's Ghost or that kind of thing. But then we decided to rewatch it once we kind of know what the plot was, and yeah, I actually really liked it. It was really cute. Again, it was not what I expected, but I do like all the little hidden Easter eggs there, like the hex girls on the wall. There's like a little poster of them. It was really cute. So I do really like it. It's not my favorite Scooby movie. I would say Zombie Island or Witch's Ghost is probably my favorite, but it was still pretty cute. Okay, so our next question is from Dan, and he says, hey Emily, wondering what your recommendations are for people wanting to start their Lego YouTube channel. What are the things we need to concentrate on, and what should we not worry about? So I'll just start with a little disclaimer. I am still learning every day. Like, this is definitely a learning process. Like, every single video, whether it does well or not, I learn from it and I try to make it better, whether it be through editing or what I'm actually saying, like the actual like content that I'm doing. I always try to improve upon it, and so it really is just like a constant learning process. So like, take this with a grain of salt. I am no expert, but I would say like number one is just to be passionate about whatever you're talking about. Like here in this case it's Lego, but there's also like a lot that goes on behind the scenes that you guys don't really see, and we try to make it look effortless, but I promise it's not. Like, it is actually a ton of work behind the scenes, from filming to editing, and it's very, very tedious. So I mean, my advice for you would be to like kind of learn about these things and like just practice and get better. Because I remember when I first started making videos, it took forever, like 8 hours for just like a simple video, and it was like absolutely ridiculous. I was just like, do people all do this? Like, is it really that much work? Turns out I was just really bad at it. I was learning literally every day how to be better, how to get faster at it, and once you do it more, like, obviously it becomes easier. But man, I remember when I used to make thumbnails, it would take me probably like 4 or 5 hours just to make the thumbnail. That's ridiculous. And they also didn't even look good. So like, it wasn't even worth it. Something else that's really important is to have fun with it. You should be passionate about what you're talking about, but also just like be yourself on camera, you know? Because initially when I started this channel, I was like, oh, you know, I should be very serious. Like, it really matters. Like, everything I do, be very serious and straightforward. I am not a super serious person. Like, I am very weird, I'm goofy, and so I really wanted to just start doing that in my videos, just like have fun, like do little dances and just, you know, be myself. Let out those weird quirks, you know? So I guess my advice to you is just like be really passionate about it, like keep up with the editing, and also just have a good time. Like, you're talking about Lego on the internet. If you're not having fun, you're definitely doing it wrong. Okay, so our next question's from Tracy asking, how do you currently decide what to prioritize when budgeting your Lego spending? Okay. Always, 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 if you're trying to decide between two different sets that are like similarly priced and you just can't really decide, whatever's retiring first, grab that one, because once it's gone and it's retired, if you still want it, you're gonna pay double, and the aftermarket is a sad, sad place. So yeah, always get whatever's retiring first. Like the modulars, for example. People ask me all the time, like, hey Emily, which modular should I get next? And I'm like, whatever's retiring, you know, like whatever set's retiring next, buy that. Like, for example, right now, that's Assembly Square. If you're looking for a modular right now, get Assembly Square, because the diner just retired and I think it already doubled in price. And that was only a few months ago. Like, that's absolutely insane. So the aftermarket, again, is a very scary place. It's a very sad place. Don't deal with the aftermarket if you don't have to. Get the set before it retires. Okay, so our next question is from Sir Bricks asking, is there a set you regret buying or selling? So for me personally, I've never actually sold a Lego set, and I know that sounds really weird. Like, most people I know have sold Lego sets to buy other Lego sets. Maybe I'm just not there yet. I'm still a pretty new fan, and everything I've bought so far I really like, so I don't really regret buying anything either. Like, yeah, some stuff's just really expensive, but I do like the set itself. As for my husband though, he definitely has some regrets. So back, like, I think 10 years ago, he had this Santa Fe train, and he loved that thing. He loved that thing so much, but he sold it for Star Wars sets. So he took that money and put it towards Star Wars sets. And man, recently, like I think it was 2 years ago, he was just so upset about it because he loved that thing so much and he totally regrets selling it. And I think it was only like a, what, like $30 set? And now it goes for like $500 on Bricklink, which is just crazy. But again, that aftermarket, it's a pretty insane place. So yeah, that's probably not a set that we'll get anytime soon, because I mean, that just sucks. Like, you sell a set for probably like $50 and now it's worth $500. That's really crazy. So our next question is from Jeffrey asking, do you have Lego sets displayed throughout your house, and do you move sets in and out of your background display? So we actually have this really weird rule that we just like made up for ourselves one day, and that's that all of our Lego stays within the 3 rooms upstairs. So this room here is obviously a Lego room. Then we have the Lego City, and like Lego's obviously allowed in there. And then Ross finally has a Lego room. It's basically like our TV room with shelving around it for his Lego Star Wars stuff. And besides that, we only have 2 different sets that are allowed outside of this Lego space that we have. And that's the flower bouquet and the bonsai tree. So for the flower bouquets, we actually have 2 in this vase. We like combined them and just try to make it like a really big flower arrangement, and it looks really awesome. I totally recommend that. Like, if you're able to get more than one, do it. It just looks so cool. Anyways, we have that one, and it just looks very adult. It's the kind of thing where it doesn't just scream Lego at you. Like, you see it and you're like, oh, that's a cute display, neat, you know? But secretly it's Lego. And then the bonsai tree is above our fireplace on our mantle, and I just really love it. Like, it just looks so nice. Like, you would not know that's Lego. Like, if you didn't know that it's a Lego set and you already are familiar with Lego, you'd be like, oh, that's like a neat plastic thing. That's cool. So yeah, those are the only 2 that are allowed outside of our Lego space up here. And I don't know how long that's gonna be the case for, but probably for a while. I don't know, it's kind of nice setting that boundary for ourselves. Like, you only have this much space. Don't buy any more Lego. So our next question is from Aaron H asking, are you friends with any other Lego YouTubers? Yes, I definitely am. And I've met so many awesome people in this community. Like, that's my favorite thing about even like being here, like having this channel, is just the people I've met, because I've made some really good friends, and especially like during lockdowns and shutdowns throughout the world, you know, there's not much social interaction. And so I really do value just being able to talk with people, because this is the first time I've really ever had like internet friends before. And I feel like I just kind of recently discovered the internet. Like, I've been on the internet before, trust me. I've like been on the internet, but I've never actually had like internet friends or had communities like this. And it's just the coolest thing ever. Okay, so our next question is from Joshua asking, do you remember the band from Scooby-Doo called the Hex Girls? If so, what do you think of them? I love the Hex Girls. They were like my favorite thing ever. Oh my gosh. They were so, like, I just thought they were the coolest thing. Thorn was my favorite. I don't know. I just thought Thorn was awesome. And they were just like very edgy. And at the time, I was kind of like, I was a little edgy, or at least like I thought I was. And I was super into Avril Lavigne, which I know is very cringe. But that happened, you know, middle school, right? But yeah, as characters, I thought they were really cool. Plus their songs were bangers, man. I'm a hex girl, and I'm gonna put a spell on you. Gonna put a spell on you. They were awesome. Okay, so our next question is from Team TZ asking, if LEGO made another wave of Scooby sets, what would you want them to be? I love this question. And I thought about it quite a lot. So the first set would be a UCS Mystery Machine, kind of at the scale of the Ghostbusters. Like, I think that would be really awesome. You know, like the Ferrari or the Porsche, like something kind of like this big. That would be just so cool, because we have the tiny one. Where is it? Right there, pointing to it. There it is. But I would just love having a huge mystery machine like that. That would be so cool. And in set number 2, hear me out, okay? So LEGO's been doing that 18+ stuff. Imagine a buildable Scooby. Like, that would be so cool. It would be so cute. Like, I would love to have that. But then third, okay, y'all remember the movie Zombie Islands? They had a second one too. I haven't actually seen it. I heard it wasn't that good. But the first Zombie Island movie, they were at this like plantation type place in the bayou. That mansion would be really cool, and just having the characters from Zombie Island, because that's just such an iconic film. Like, everyone knows that. If you're into Scooby, you know Zombie Island. They made a second one and probably ruined it, but yeah, having that mansion would be cool. Plus, it's a building, and that's something that city builders could throw into their cities. So you're not just appealing to Scooby fans with this like niche movie that, you know, non-Scooby fans may not know. It's also a really cool building. So our next question is from Bricklord asking, did you think about buying the LEGO Creator Expert Haunted House and adding it to your LEGO city? So of course I've thought about it, but it's, first of all, it's just really expensive. And so that's a factor, you know, like money is always a factor. But also that thing is huge. Like, that is a huge LEGO set, and our city is starting to fill up, and it's actually becoming a problem. So we do have to start limiting like what kind of sets we throw in there. And I do try to make it more like really colorful, kind of fun sets, because it's Disney, you know, I just want it to be like really colorful, really bright, kind of happy. And I just don't know how the haunted house would fit in with it. Okay, so our next question is from Goofy Brick asking, since you're a Saurus, do you plan on collecting LEGO Jurassic World LOL? Honestly, no, not really. Like, the Jurassic World sets don't really appeal to me that much. Like, the dinosaurs in them are super cool. Like, I love those, but the sets themselves, I just don't really care too much about. I'm gonna be honest, like, I really don't. And also, where would I put them? Like, they're not really great for displaying, and like our display stuff is kind of like, it's kind of filling up. And then in the city, unless if we were doing like a dinosaur area, like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, that kind of thing, I don't really see us getting those. However, the Jurassic Park set with the gate, I was talking to Ross and I was like, you know, it'd be really cool is if I bought this set and parted out the pieces to make the dinosaur pink, and like had kind of like dark pink and light pink to kind of contrast it and make it similar to the brown, you know, because there's like dark brown and light brown, but like dark pink and light pink, and just have like a giant pink dinosaur. I don't know, that just sounds awesome. But yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Plus that would be just really expensive. So yeah, I don't think that's actually gonna happen. But I thought it'd be kind of fun. Look, what's that? Turn around, Ladybird. Come on. Okay, so our next question is from Baby Yoda Bricks asking, can we see Ladybird? Of course you can, of course. Thank you for asking. Hey, Ladybird. What's up, Ladybird? What's up? What's up? Okay, so our next question is from Lamara asking, how did you choose Ladybird's name? So Ladybird is actually named after Ladybird Hill from King of the Hill. It's this like Texas cartoon that takes place pretty close to where we live. So it's just really cool having a TV show based on literally like where we live and where my husband grew up. But Ladybird Hill is named after Ladybird Johnson, our former first lady, and she's actually from Texas, so she's just a Texas dog. Ladybird is just a very, very Texas dog. We adopted her in Austin, so yeah, we felt like Ladybird just totally fit. Okay, so our next question is from Steven asking, what minifigure from Scooby-Doo would you love to have that isn't already made? For me, it would be awesome to have a Creeper minifig. Creeper would be really good. I would love to have a Creeper. Excuse you. For me, I would love to have the Hex Girls. I know I've talked about them like twice now in this video, but the Hex Girls were so cool. I would love to have them as minifigures, and they would just look really awesome too. All right, everyone, well, that just about sums it up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this Q&A. If you want your question answered in the next Q&A in Ask-A-Saurus number 4, make sure to leave a comment down below. That's where I get my questions for these, so please leave a comment. And also just let me know what you think about these Q&As. I really enjoy doing them, and I'm thinking about doing them like every 2 weeks or so, but let me know how often you want to see these. They're really fun to make, and I love answering your questions. So yeah, anyways, thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time.